Poorest user, because we have easy access of internet but you're not using it. Why did remote task like funga its nini working in Kenya? You are hyping. You see? Unaona? Watu wamekelea.
Ruta congratulate watu wana make 65 a week. Somebody anaumia.
You see, because that's the problem that you have.
What up, amazing people? It's your boy Geoffrey, aka Cops. Another episode of Homie Vibes podcast. Hii wiki yangu imekuwa tricky. Nimekuwa na homa. Watu wananiogopa, wana space yote wananiachia. Nasema niko na COVID. Tebu je piga intro. Msema ti.
Nancy here.
Nani amesema uko na COVID, uko na homa?
Wananiogopa, imagine ati waacha ati hizi stars.
Wait. See, people relate to the content. Hi guys, Nancy here. Welcome to the Homie Vibes podcast. Yeah, stay tuned.
Sawa tu.
Mapenzi tele.
Sisikia vibaya.
Welcome.
Keep distance.
Welcome to Homie Vibes podcast. Welcome on this end. Yeah, welcome. Today there is in fact the government mode. Today is just okay.
Today is a very serious mode. Na weekend imekuwaje?
Progress.
Let me start with your weeks. How's your week been?
Week. A bit wicked, but bado tunaendelea, tunasonga mbele. Yeah.
Hey, my week has been very good. Nimekuwa na furaha ribo.
Bushweshe.
Ilikuwa bushoshe ama bushwe.
Unapokeza vitu zetu zilikuwa
za kupita exam.
The Frog's Kingdom.
Yeah.
Za English na nakumbuka. Za Kiswahili ya Diriboribo hiyo ni nini sasa?
Chai ya mkadaa. La kipande cha mhogo.
Wewe ni mambo research kitu fulani. Wewe research.
Mhiriri.
So guys, about my week.
Your week. Karibu tupige story nyingine.
I saw that. So it was very good. And before the shoot, I have been a lot of things this week. I have been sick, nikapona. I have been a second mom. Sikuwa na homa na huyu. Nilikuwa shida ya tumbo, si ugonjwa. Muone, jaribu kunipelea hapa ati nimepea homa. Watu ulienda kukisi huko nje. Usije kaniletea hapa kakangu. So yes, nilikuwa mgonjwa wa tumbo. I ate some food from some restaurant called Stomachache for like 2 days.
Unakulaje food kwa restaurant wa Ramadhan? What do you expect?
Sikula kwa.
What do you expect?
Ni sawa, walijaribu kuniroga but it did not work. My God, you let me see. Nilimeza papa. But then imagine I ate papaya and I was fine for the 2 days.
You ate papa?
Papaya.
You ate papa, I was like, okay. See daddy, papa.
Hapana.
The name changed from daddy
papaya,
to papa.
But I say papaya.
Yes.
Popo.
Papaya, that's different from papaya.
Okay, I ate popo.
Okay.
Capish?
Papa.
Nikakuwa sawa. I didn't take any meds or anything. And I am so glad because
no way.
Natural.
Yes, I healed naturally.
You healed
Through
naturally?
natural causes. Yes, popo. Popo is from nature. And then my body.
Said imagine from nature.
Wait. Takataka zinakuwa zimeongezwa on those people who added them knows in God. So, I'm a traditionalist by them, very well, so thanks.
Nice.
Yes, I have become a second mom this week.
What do you mean?
Second mom, like, nimeshinda na my nephew. I've been taking care of
Just mlikuwa nani? Na nani?
Oh, nimekuwa nani? No, to me it's
Second
like a
mom.
second mom. Kwa nani unalipwa ukiwa anti duties ulipongi. So, yeah. Oh, that's for Don J. Travis. I'm to join.
Don J. Travis. Effects that Don J. Travis.
Yes. Nini ingine? Hiki nimejionea maneno. But, you know, that's it for now. But all in all, learn, grow, be happy, be grateful, move on. Cheers.
Adios. How's your week been? Tunajua tumekuambush. Piga intro na useme wiki yako imekuwaje?
This place is hot.
Asante. Unasikia?
My house is hot.
Kuna lighting mingi leo.
It's Nancy.
Oh, it's Nancy.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm just spreading my
Wezi
peace.
sema it's my effect.
Stima zikipotea.
Anyway, niajeni guys, manze poleni nimechelewa leo. Traffic manze.
We,
Traffic. Anyway,
Karibu.
wiki yangu imekuwa hectic. Mwanzo wiki yangu ijaisha bado, wiki yangu ishanga on Sunday. Apparently.
I don't
What
want to
okay,
be.
sema time ni illusion.
Ndio job ya yetu na.
The time ni illusion. Weekend yangu waza on Sunday. Anyway, but imekuwa hectic tu. Struggles hapa na pale. Nilikuwa msick by the way last week.
Wewe okay.
Ongea niponze sasa.
Nimewacha.
Sijui kama nakumbuka last time hadi sikuwa part of nini.
Yeah.
Sick but
Alikuwa cinematographer.
I'm telling you this God. This
but God alikam through, nilipona ilikuwa tu.
Alikuwa bie.
Niko fit sasa.
We, umenotice hapa tu ndo 2 minutes za kuwa mgonjwa. What the hell?
Bana.
Mzee. Ni God man.
next week.
Stick me ndo nitakuwa behind the
Wewe
scene.
utakuwa ni God hapa.
Wiki yako imekuwa fiti.
Yeah.
Imekuwa fiti kabisa apart from jana na leo. Nimekuwa nikipiga zoezi mingi sana na stretch endurance ya mwili yangu kwa sababu ya kijana.
Amekufanyia nini?
Kwa nini mnaenda competition?
Unajua amezoea
What's going on?
dufo. So mimi nime stretch nini endurance ya mwili. So napata effects za ku stretch mwili sana.
But unasema swimming ni full body
Workout yeah.
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 Sasa hizo unatoa uchafu. Hiyo ni uchafu yenye iko kwa mwili ndo inatoka.
Ile uzembe ulikuwa nimeka mafuta alikuwa nime
Na hiyo ndo inatoka.
Machipo zote mwaikula hiyo ndo
Wasichana wote wabaya.
Lazima ungesema waru.
bali nilikuwa nashikishwa zoezi.
Mashiro.
Nilishwa zoezi vibaya sana. So niko na homa kwa sababu ya swimo, nimekuwa simu wiki mzima. Ni zoezi.
Keep it up. For someone who works out every day.
Yaani msiba kujitakia hiyo.
Lakini pia nime notice reduce kitambi. Ilikuwa na kitambi. Unaona kitambi, unaona? Kitambi imeenda.
Bro, watu wanagongwa na economy wana reduce kitambi walaanza kusema ni swimo.
What is
1 meal person.
Efforts watu wengine ni different na zangu. Anyway, wiki imekuwa fiti apart from jana na leo nimekuwa a bit sick kidogo. Lakini despite being sick, jana tulienda base flani na my guy here. We had a very nice time. Tulijibamba vibaya sana. Yeah.
hii base ni gani? If I may ask.
It was my first time taking alcohol. Yes.
James azia.
Unasema damu kwa nini mimi nilikupeleka? Sio wengine.
Si yeye nilipeleka,
Mama
mimi
Joffrey,
nilipeleka.
this is the guy spoiling your child.
Bali kama
Unajua mzee anaitwa Geoffrey hadi mimi.
Bana.
How was the experience taking alcohol for the first time? And I quote the first time.
You quote, yeah, quote unquote. It was nice. Msisikie kile nasema. Experience yangu na yenyu itakuwa different. Yangu ilikuwa tu sawa. Sikuchoma. Nilichoma.
Naweza kuperform.
Sikuchoma.
Evidence to us.
Sikuchoma but nilijibamba tu. Nilidance. tulifanya karaoke.
Hii base ni katu.
Ai, we relax.
Sauti mnazo.
Amekatani tu isi.
Alimbo wimbo gani? We'll just know from the song.
Nyashinski.
I can just show you.
Nyashinski,
Alilia.
Amepata hiyo dawa.
Tubi simu yako kidogo.
Nataka kuangalia time, naangalia.
Nataka kuangalia time hapa. Ina nini?
Alilia.
Alilia by any chance.
Zizi.
Ndio maana hii
Alilia.
homa si ya pua
Azi.
ama anything.
Don't do that.
Aligaragara. Okay, alianguka chini ya kansa.
Zizi.
Akuita msichana
Kuchoma.
akanini?
Alicall mtu yote kama ex.
Azi hakubani hivyo.
Sikubani.
Hakubani
I was
hivyo.
modest.
Sikia hakubani hivyo.
Ameni miskot. Si hivyo.
Si hivyo.
Alijibamba.
Ajibamba. I had fun.
Kumbe kuna waiter mwenyewe still waiting for something. Is
Nikaa kuna story itakuwa nimeattend. I just have this feeling.
African Jiwa.
I just
Edgar
have this
Obare.
feeling.
Never feeling kama utapushi.
Sijali nitawaleta hiyo mshene.
Kitu tulijibamba. Despite being sick. Imagine mimi ni mgonjwa na bado nafanya hizi story. Nilikuwa naumwa na
Unaje pombe na uko na homa. Silisikia pombe inatoanga homa na minyo.
Exactly.
ilitoa mimi.
I still don't get.
Ule nje anasema ni mgonjwa. Ni hangover kumbe.
Sio mali hangover. Haijaisha kwa mwili. Ungesema hivyo kitambo.
Poleni basi. Kosani yangu.
Tuache kuavoid hapa. Na tungeona kusaidia kuhila hangover.
But yeah, imekuwa fiti. Sijui to dig into the discussion before nichome zaidi.
Yako ameshakuwa banda fine.
Naambiwa na director Iban Tovary. Sawa.
Bebe imagine hapo. Sinaona amekuwa kunywa maji baridi.
Na nimekunywa maji
Msaki
baridi.
ya club sana kunywa maji baridi.
Juu ya kwanza venye anasema koni moto.
Kodi moto.
Whisky ama gin,
Wewe unaoga. Ni hangover.
Koni moto, hiyo si mimi sauti imepotea.
Kunywa ni moto.
No, alipiga sauti. Si alisema mlienda hadi mkafanya karaoke.
Yes ndio.
Bro be
But this
a
is-
grande moment
Sasa
so
mimi
fun.
usiwe aliimba pia yeye aliimba. Zia aliimba karaoke.
Unajua kuna ancient
Nani ruka? Ati eti
Ulimba. Wala ulimba.
kuna kuja hapa.
Wala ulimba.
let's start ulimba.
Je, aliimba?
Zizi.
There's no going back.
Alafu this is ancient drinker. Wewe ni first time.
Yeah, me.
Atidanganyane.
Mimi mmenipoteza
Ancient.
mmenipoteza tu place
As
yenye
in huyu.
anaimba.
Mwili.
Ako na microphone anasema you love me. Je,
Ulimba.
Tebu jitete.
Ulimba ngoma gani?
Sina maoni.
Ngoma ulimba kaidi gani?
hii t-shirt ni ya white, hii t-shirt ni ya white. Ni karaoke. Oh, by the way, there's a club yenye
Mbele
iko
karaoke
karibu
ni
na
fine, hapa
Bombas.
tuende siku moja.
But then it's nice. You should go for a karaoke by the way, guys.
Is that
Mimi
club yenye
ni
iko karibu na kwangu?
Na kwako.
Oilana the
Siko hiyo side hapo juu ya kwangu. Is that? Hiyo ndo nasikia iko na karaoke.
Yenye kuna karaoke yenye anajua. Ni fulani iko OJ.
Oh, so mlienda uje?
Inaitwaje?
Tukwenda OJ.
Hii base nyampa kutuambia ni gani?
Tukwenda OJ.
Unajua jana nilisikia watu walichotwa Ruiru.
Watu
Walichotwa Ruiru wakiwa Kabezi.
Alienda Kawa West.
Walienda ile
Sana.
base. Walienda ile base ya Chwani.
Watu walichotwa jana.
Jana watu wamechotwa sana.
Unataka vile naruka hiyo story?
Yeah, like very many people.
Watu libebwa.
Jana, if you just go to any
Ilitoka
local club, yeah, watu walichotwa, but if you go to a club yenye ni ya wazee, hawakuwa naenda to those places. And unfortunately, unfortunately, only 2 clubs in Ruiru are verified that ni za wazee.
Exactly.
Yeah, so kama hukuchotwa basi ulikuwa club ya wazee.
Si mzee. Tunasikia rumba.
Yeah.
Standards. muhimu.
Unasikia nini na tena unasema mbona mnakuambia baba wako na gani?
Vitu zingine shoutingi.
Unaenda hapo kama boyfriend kuendea mtu ako na jiwanga.
Angalia.
But life, such is life, man.
Such is life.
Clubbing is, by the way, I've missed clubbing. I think I wish Brian angekuwa hapa. At least I miss clubbing those days. No one told us that adulting is such a beautiful and also a bad thing at the same time.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Beautiful in the sense that you now have to think about other things other than yourself.
Elaborate to me how that is beautiful.
See, it's
Elaborate.
beautiful.
It's the beauty of being
Elaborate
an adult.
for an introvert.
The
How-
beauty of thinking about other things.
Yes.
You know, like
About others. I share another thing about others.
about
please.
other things I meant, not others. Like other than yourself, the things that because it's easy. If I get nikilipa, the first thing that I think, okay, I have to pay my rent, nini, so I have to probably buy shopping, spread some tunes, kwa black tax pale hivi na pale, and then now arrange the things that I want to probably invest in. I feel that is a beautiful thing if you're not doing it as a continuous pause. It's like it's ati siamki leo niende job ile, okay sorry, mimi si wale watu wa job moja niamke hivi. So the beauty of it is finding that comfort here. This is a thing that I wanted to do. Yes, it's not haikukuja venye nilikuwa na expect. Because I expected that this age I would have a G-Wagon mahali, but G ndo ule tu unaona tu G unaona wagon popcorn. Yeah, so I feel that's part of beauty for me, which is relative to the other person. The other bad thing is your taxes. That's the only bad thing kwangu. If saizi mtu aniambia I'm going to pay all your bills, sort everything that your family need. I'll never pay you a penny, but do what you love. Bruh, I would dive in bila hata kufikiria. Because I feel the sense of money, if you put the sense of money, that's where you lose the meaning of beauty. Because see we adults, we wouldn't be doing this thing if tungekuwa bado young
Children.
Yeah. So like if you tutoe the point of money in it, adulting is like a beautiful thing.
Sikatai, but if you look at hata your adulting yenyewe unasema being beautiful, isn't the beauty brought from us, reflecting back to who we were as children?
Not exactly, not really, because now that will be a comparison of who you are and who you are at the moment. Which now
Correct me if
You cannot get bad if you don't have something to compare to. Good only is there because there's something else to compare to.
Yeah.
No.
If that was not in the first place,
Like Ebu, look at hata see it's actually nature. It's
mseme nature leo. Thank you.
Mimi
Na mseme nature leo. Mseme nature leo.
Aya, universe.
Nature bana.
universe.
Watu hata kidogo
Look at the
waweze
universe.
nature podcast.
There's always a two side to everything.
Unaingilia na shule.
Actually, naenda mkula both side. Anyway, there's always a two side to like everything.
Let's not overthink about it.
Well, I'm
Because
not
if we overthink
overthinking.
about
I'm not
it,
overthinking.
if we overthink about it,
I'm not overthinking.
we will say a bad can't exist without a good. Right?
That's
But now I'm trying to use just the general. Ndo maana nilisema from my point of view, the general point of it, adulting being a beautiful thing because nani ndo nimepeana. If like I want to have money so that I can beautify my moment. From the death that may happen, nimekam to realize the beauty of adulting with the things that we take for granted, for example. Because let's go to a case like rest in peace Brian Chira. But people were saying saizi unaona ndo watu wanaanza kubashwa wakisema they didn't help him when he was there, but the help that they gave, they thought that is what he needed was a fully furnished house, as opposed to the beauty of going to a therapist and trying to look for someone else to help him so that he can better himself. You see, the beauty of it is relative. The beauty is relative to an individual. You don't need to compare it to your past. Like when I was a child, this is what I used to do. Now I'm an adult. That's why I'm adult. I'm an adult. Well, I'm an adult. That's why I have to be like this. You see, I don't want us to overthink about it. Because if I overthink about it, someone will say, then I'm missing the beauty. Because when I was young, I would get things easily, and I thought that was the beauty in it. That's what I'm just saying.
I think you're missing my point. I didn't say you're comparing your older self to your younger self. Ukiwa mdogo, you grow, right? But your childhood is like the foundation, yeah? It's not a comparison of, it's a development of. Like, okay, use this as a scenario. Ukiwa mdogo, whatever it is you love to do, why did you stop doing it when you're now grown? Some have stopped, some haven't.
Somehow, because of the society. There are things I can't do because the society will always be on my back. Saizi siwezi enda but if we meet ka saizi, venye tuko through saizi, tuseme tunaenda dufu mpararo kwa mto, we can. Sindio, because we are like all the same age group. This is the child in us, right?
Eventually, we still go back to that child, don't we?
We still go back to that child.
I think mnaongelea tu freedom, sindio?
Let me give you
May think the beauty part of being an adult means to me freedom, maybe. The freedom you get to do whatever you want to do with your life, the freedom to choose like unapata ile freedom ya kufanya chenye unataka. Unaona? Hiyo ndio beauty tu ya kuwa an adult. Mimi sioni anything else.
Kuna history fulani yenye ilikuwa na trend I think in 2015 where this guy was saying when someone comes and offers you $1 million shillings anakwambia do whatever you want with it, emergency within 24 hours.
How much?
Okay,
$1 million.
The theory.
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 So
There's like way Ugandan shillings, but
so unapata akasema condition ni moja, you have to use it within 24 hours and buy whatever you want to do with it, anything you want to do with it, but leo usipite kauja nini itumia yote. What will you do? Obviously you'll be utakuwa spendthrift, si ndio? Unaweza kutafuta nini, tofute keja nini sababu unajua lazima nikuwe nayo, ama people have different,
Not necessarily mean that.
unaweza because 24 hours ikiisha they take it back.
Me, I'll sign a deal with someone like Cairo and a partnership. I buy shares somewhere. Company shares, man.
Yeah. So umsi akasema akachukua hiyo sura kai twist. There's something that is given to you every morning that you will not be as grateful as compared to $1 million. That is life and the choice of doing whatever you want to do with life. That thing umepewa asubuhi with God, that now you can wake up in the morning and do whatever you want.
by God.
By God. Yeah, oh sorry. My apologies. Unapata, people don't see the importance or see the value of something because you're sure you'll have it tomorrow. But ukiambiwa you have this kind of hours, with it you'll do as many things as possible to at least experience your full humanity. So I think the value that we're supposed to be focusing on is the choice we have with the life we've been given. And that's the beauty of everything. The life we have and the choice we have as adults compared to when we were confined as children. But I think that's the beauty of adulting. Choice, yeah.
Choice and freedom.
But taxes, man.
The taxes, man. What watu wanasema ati they are going to start deducting house levy come next month. Mimi nimeishi since October. So si wanirudishe hizo pesa bana. And then
Tebu explain to viewers.
I don't know what is ego. As in hata KRA, do you know what it is?
Wait. Did you just?
Everyone
Did you just? I'm sorry. On his behalf, I am sorry. Continue.
Tulikuwa invested kwa jana alikuwa anasema amefanya.
Niseme.
Tuendelee.
Ajui pia yeye.
Anajua.
rewind.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
Yeah, mi sijui ni ya nini pia mimi. It's like how I don't know KRA na ukoto ya nini because I can't be able to find what it's doing. But either way, they've been collecting these things and yeah, when you're working with a public institution, you have to face this because they tend to be very critical and maizi vitu za serikali because they expect the government to give them loans and approve their projects. So wakisema jump, they just ask how high. They don't ask where are we jumping to. So yeah, me, I don't know about house levy thingy. I still don't understand, but there are very many controversial stories behind all those things, the enforcement of it, which I'll just say as an innocent person, just go read through, understand your constitution, understand your rights and all the things that is gonna happen. Because if you tegemea your nini my MPs and my MCAs and whatever, bro, you're going to be fucked for sure. And
I thought you were not effing this episode.
nah, man, it's when the government is involved.
Fuck taxes, man.
Yeah, when the government is involved,
You're
it's
spreading the
easy.
F. You're spreading the F.
When the government is involved, is because at the moment I'm not against tax, by the way. I'm a very good believer of taxing because it helps in development. But if I'm taxing something and I don't know, I can't see where it's going,
Exactly.
then I'll have to
That's
ask
what-
questions.
And also overtaxing.
That's my
No,
problem.
unajua saizi if saizi tuseme na kutoa tax ya unapata 500 shillings a day, right? But na kutoa tax ya 250, but then unaweza pata unga ya 50 shillings, you won't feel the pinch, right?
Yeah.
But then you can't tell me you're giving me 500 shillings, you're taxing me 100 bob, then the unga yenye iko hapo ni 250. It's not making sense.
Me nasema tu, I have a problem with tax. A very big problem now.
Give Caesar what belongs to Caesar.
It's okay, but I have a very big problem with this so-called the government.
Kenya Kwanza government.
Si mnachochangwa wewe ndio the government.
Exactly. Remember what is it's for the people, by the people, and exactly. But the problem I have with taxing is I don't see the value in it. If mimi kama mwananchi na nini nalipa tax, naona barabara iko sawa, naona vitu ziko sawa, I proudly give out that tax.
Exactly.
That's when watu wanahepa hizo matax kwa sababu they don't see the value in it. Sababu mbona nilipe gava hizo masijui tuangalie hizo mataxes pay
House levy.
bana, lakini sioni mali naenda. I don't see the I'm not benefiting
I like the bitterness in his name. You see like how ametoa hiyo.
Man, mimi wait.
Inauma.
Mimi kuna bitterness pale kwa tokens kwanza man.
Oh yeah, like the lunch percentages
Unaangalianga the
other
fee yenye
expenses.
unalipia tokens.
Then
You know more than half is deducted for hizo other taxes. Unaitanga nowadays kwanza it's summarized. See detail kama venye ilikuwa kitambo kibai tokens. Kitambo ulikuwa unakiwanga sijui fuel what levy hizo unakuwa una breakdown. Sasa hiyo wanaonyesha tu amount umebuy then other charges. That's
alafu ndio kitu
Many solutions. Watch out, pige kelele.
No,
I can't.
ni
I can.
like for example, napata hii product. Manufacturer amenunua, ameitengeneza, amelipa tax, amelipa gava tax. Si sawa? Haya. Manufacturer amepelekea retailer. Ama tuseme retailer kichukua pia anakatwa tax.
I have one question for you.
Pia mimi nikichukua nakatwa tax.
Kuulize, Kienda IMAX.
Ah.
Kwa sababu huyo mzee mmoja amelipia nyinyi wengine msilipe.
Ati
Ukienda IMAX. Kwa sababu huyo mzee mmoja mwenye ana watch amelipia nyinyi wengine msilipe.
hiyo ni different in this
kama mtakuwa
in this analogy. Ukiangalia product moja, for example hii simu, si tuseme Tecno wamelipia taxi kuje Kenya, si ndio? Hiyo ni sawa. Alafu retailer amechukua anakuletea hapo, akatwe tax pia yeye. alafu wewe uchukue pia ukate tax. Unajua kitu make sense ni mbona all this process, all these things make sense sababu it's not a business for individual.
Yeah, this
I also feel this is not an individualistic
Not an
nini.
individualistic.
Remember
It is.
manufacturer,
So
a
once you
manufacturer-
go into the it's
Let me
one
ex-
person,
okay.
one person by the way.
Let
a
me explain
manufacturer
more.
and manufacturer is a different entity. A retailer is a different entity.
I
and
understand,
a consumer
I
is a
understand
different
that.
entity.
Let me give you an
But the
example.
person getting the tax is one individual.
Let me give you an example
It's
that you
flowing
can
to
relate
one.
to.
It's flowing to one.
See,
Can I
that's
Compared to IMAX. IMAX
Let me
is
give you an
flowing to
idea of something that
the-
makes
let's
sense.
say
Man,
it's flowing to on.
why do people prefer to import their own cars?
Yeah?
Their own cars.
Cars. A tax.
No. Okay, import your own tax, your own car,
Sorry.
una reduce tax because mwenye ukibuy from someone inside here atakuwa amelipisha tax man. Import nini there's tax kila mtu anakata man. So ina increase man. Na value ya gari ni kubwa. So calculate maybe na 16 itakuwa domo man. Tax ya Range Rover sio same na ya gari dogo. So kila mtu akona business. Man, kila mtu akona
Your
business.
difference.
You're selling, man, it's your business, man. She's selling. It is her business. So, hii product imepitia kwa hizi business zote. Hawakati tax kwa sababu ya that product peke yake. Wanakata tax for that product for the business she's doing.
for the name business. For you is ni kama let's
Yeah.
It's not per
Yeah.
se, that
Dilo.
tax is not exactly
Okay,
the product.
let me try and I
Dilo.
understand.
Can I say something?
No,
Let
no,
me
before-
say something
before
before
you
we
say.
delay. I just want to say
Wewe mmoja aongee bana.
I wanted to give you
Yes.
something so homely, which is what Kibaki alitoa, which was the head tax. The head tax was individual was paying the tax, not the product. And if you're unable to pay the tax, unaenda wapi? Jela. Sindio? Then akaangalia the sense ya ukienda jela unapewa ugali na you're being given food na the government ndio ina provide. Na ulienda huko kulipa tax. Na hii food sinatoka kwa tax.
Yeah.
So let's now tax the product, not the head. Let's go to my point. It's Karabilo's family, right? Your daughter, your son, your wife, for example. So imagine they don't tax the entity Karabilo family. They'll tax individual. See, if it's Karabilo, you as the man, then we won't evil. That in the increase. Because another venye hata Alan amesema about the car. Where mimi as a retailer, nikibuy it, there is that percentage nitapewa, which probably if I was buying a car at 4 million, meantime when I buy na 3.5, ndio nikuje hii tax ya 5 nipe pale kwa portrait. Wewe utaenda upewe alafu uongezee 5 ingine ya tax. So atakuja kuletea, it's like a loop of taxes which hata tukihepa aje you're going to find it. Hata wewe ukiimport gari kawe mwenyewe, it's going to be even bigger than you cause than ungebuy kwa kule. Because now what they want is they want to reduce that Australia, everyone to individually import a car. Because if you import a car, then the retail company won't be, or the retail industry will eventually die.
I understand what you guys are saying.
But
Hakuna but.
Bado mimi niko na explanation kama ujielewa.
Na trust me nimeelewa. Nataka tu muangalie perspective ya gava. Cause vile tumesema hizo tax zote umesema our tax nini our tax individual tax your entity kama retail watakuja kutax wewe mwenyewe. But the person who's suffering is the person who's receiving this product.
Obviously, the consumer carries all that is business. That is totally okay.
Exactly. Hapo ndio shida yangu iko sababu shida yangu iko hapo sababu
No, shida yako iko hapo kwa sababu you are the consumer. You're consuming, you are the final one.
Skia. If I'm purchasing something, najua it's a product ni tuseme ni 5,000 Kenya shillings. Alafu instead of cover ichukue tax from all these entities E na E, mbona hii product isiwekwe at a certain price that iwe cover all these taxes, ndio hizi entities zifanye business with efficiency, kwa sababu umse akifanya business yake anapiga hesabu
What do
ya
you consider efficiency?
relax, utaondoa chain of thought yangu kidogo. Ukichukua hizo lines unapata mimi kama retailer nda charge Nancy ama Kavagi 7,000 for a product which is 5,000 because of the tax I'm getting from the government. Whereas instead of saying atiseka mimi nitaseke if product tunaweza ika 6,000 ikava tax na tax achukua gava, kuliko ikue ati hizi entities zinakuwa taxed individually ndio mse aumie zaidi. Si fair kwa sababu inafaa kuwa
I feel like bado hujaunderstand.
But that will be a centralized point of watu wenye watakuwa na shida ni now the manufacturers. I thought in our podcast the first thing tunakuanga tukisema is choice. Why did God give us that choice of choose what is right and wrong? Because if saizi I buy a product, I buy this phone from China, I buy as a from Chinese company, what Techno, whatever, married me, don't know the inatengeneza this phone. If wapewe tax wao wote, si wao ndo na run business. Tuseme they take the 16% from it. Then you yourself, you as a retailer, then you don't have a business. So kazi yako itakuwa gani? Because now the government isn't taxing this product. Is taxing the entity of you having a business that have this thing.
Nimekupata. Nakuelewa.
Check,
Nakuelewa.
Bila feel bado
Sikia. Point yake ni our tax product. Hiyo naelewa. Wanatax hiyo biashara. Napata. For example, acha nitoe example. Mimi kama retailer nakuwa tax na gava sababu of the business
the business name that you have.
The business name I have. That's okay. That's a different thing. I'm talking about the product.
Let me
Let me
explain the product. Umeona?
Hiyo business yangu nafai kutaxiwa kwa sababu ni business
Let me
yangu.
explain the product. Yeah. Wakitakanga kushika wezi ama watu wanafanya
Counterfeits.
ama watu wanafanya drug dealing. The easiest way to kuwashika ni kufanya nini?
Follow the trail.
You trail the money. Umeget? So, hii product yote, they're not looking at it as a phone or nini. They're tracking it through the money. Umeona? Because tracking it through per head itakuwa ngumu. Umeona? Tracking as a product, pia sio right. Umeona? They're trailing the money. So, taxes, that's why inakonga 16%. Ndio itachajiwa according to the amount of money. Umeona? Even though they calculate inflation and the other shit. Umeona? So our tax according to atini product plan, they are taxing according to the money flow. Umeona? They can detect how the finances zinaenda as a country or as a continent, whatever. Umeona? Ama your currency. So they have to go with the money. So tax kama ni gari ya 4 million, definitely itachajiwa according to the 4 million, not the product. You as a business, kuna hii stuff nitumia na nsitu nasema money haina value. Umeona? Whatever you are giving out,
The service.
there's service ama unauza gari. You feel like wachana hii kitu nikiuza kenye napata itakuwa imeongeza value. Umeona? Hakuna mwenye anaendanga negative. Umeona? Meaning hata ukinunua gari, hii pesa utafeel ni ndogo. It's less of a value. The car is more of a value to you than the money. That's a good deal in business. Umeona? It doesn't matter hata kama unanunua Toyota na 4 million. To you, if it sounds like this car is of more value than this 4 million, it's a profit kwa Umeona? So it's being taxed because of that value. Umeona? There's transfer of value.
Umesema umeona mingi kuliko the statements. Thank you.
Mbona unasema hata kama ni Toyota 4 million?
Like
Umemgusa pahali.
I might value a Mercedes Benz.
Really
You might
this-
value a BMW. Someone else feels like I don't need to buy a Tesla for that amount of money. Man, they like signing computer.
So basically
Nashangaa.
what you're saying is people tax the value you're getting,
yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah. The
product
value.
you're getting.
Wanna train money into
Budget,
account of the value. Man, bila taxing, there's no need of current. Unaona ukienda hivyo unasema, it's a shamble everything.
Sikia.
They cannot trace money.
Acha Nancy
You are
aongee.
looking more at the product,
Acha
not the
Nancy
value.
aongee.
Okay, let me say something about what you're saying. What you're saying, mna feel ni kama na interject kile mna I mean just interject.
No,
Ni kama
no.
na go against what you're
No,
saying.
we are just
It's
giving
okay.
clarity.
It's okay. I understand what you guys are saying about the value ya hiyo 4 million ya hiyo gari. Iko sawa. Sikatai. Shida yangu ni nataka tu mgeti pedi yangu.
Bila hataki kukatwa hivyo.
Unaona nini?
Kuna nini? Kuna
Lazima ikatwe because huyu mtu anauza ana make
anasema
profit.
kukatwa
Huyu ana
hiyo
make profit.
mingi.
Kila mtu ana make profit.
Eh, hakuna in business
Hiyo
hakuna
gari
gari.
itauzwa 4 million but baada hao watu mwenye at the end of it all mwenye ataibai na 6 million
Bado ana make profit.
bado ana make
Sikia,
profit.
acha niseme let me use you and you as an example. When you manufacturer, si ndio? Umetoa BMW, si ndio? Sawa
Mercedes, please.
Sawa Mercedes.
Yeah.
Sawa
Was
Mercedes.
Hapo umekubali.
Mercedes tuseme ya 3 million.
3.5.
Thank you.
6
Ni
million.
example lakini anataka accuracy. Endelea.
Akisema hivyo
3.5
cannot imagine.
3.5 million. Wewe utataksiwa
16%.
16%, si ndio?
That's the manufacturer.
That's manufacturer, si ndio? Based on nini? Your business. Kuna business na kuna product, si ndio? Obviously hizo kwa business pekee yake sababu kuna hizo tax zingine za product. Hiyo ni kweli. Umetaksiwa hiyo, si ndio? Ya product. A business ni kando, tena business, hiyo product 16%. Umechajiwa hapo. Ushatoa, umemake profit yako. Si ndio? Either wewe ndio make profit yako. Imekujia retailer. Si ndio? Retailer achajiwe tena business pia. Ametaksiwa business, atataksiwa hiyo yako. Yeye amekupatia. Ndio pia make profit. Hiyo iko sawa. Atajua how many percent? 16%. Sina get. Alafu wewe ukiuzia Kavagi, utamake profit yako aje?
By always adding up and getting his 16%.
Exactly. Alafu wewe
Yeah, imefika maybe 4.2 million.
4.2 million. Una get? So, shida yangu ni hiyo 16 na 16. Na hiyo ya Kavagi
16.
sorry.
Hangover.
That's 48%.
16%.
Yeah, that's
16%. Una get?
So
Hii
unataka
16% imeendea nani? Imeendea gava.
the government.
Imeendea the government. Hata si ni imeendea gava. Shida yangu ni mbona huyu wewe na wewe mchaje the same percentage of tax? Ngoja.
First of all, yeah?
Ngoja.
First of all,
Acha amalize.
16% haijaendea Kenya.
Acha amalize. He has a point. We'll count on that.
But thank you.
Business
For the
ifanye
information.
nini?
Acha nitumie product ya Kenya basi.
No, continue.
So hiyo 16% yako. Business yako ulikatoa na gava ya huko. Let's say Japan. Hiyo
Acha tusiende huko. Just say the 16%.
Tuseme ni Kenya. Wewe amini Kenya.
16%.
Tuseme ni ya Kenya.
Shida sio Kenya.
Tuko na potential. Acha
sawa.
sisi.
Sawa.
Kenya.
Shida yangu
Hata
ni
Kenya.
as the government,
Mobius.
as Nancy, wait.
Mobius ni ya
Enda
Kenya.
huko. Kama uamini Kenya, toka. Enda huko.
Sawa, Mobius ya Kenya.
Mobius, bele
Sasa bwana lazima ashout. Hatujakataa ni ya Kenya.
Sawa.
Lakini tulikuwa kwa mazingira.
Sio Mobius basi.
Okay.
16%, si ndio? Shida yangu ni huyu ndo gava na si ni gava tunapatia 16%.
That is 48 atapata.
But yeye kama gava atasaidia manufacturer.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Atasaidia manufacturer kwa sababu huyu manufacturer aizo na value taxi, aizo na value hiyo taxi yake from Nancy, the same when wewe utaona value yake from Nancy, wewe utaona value ya hiyo 16% yake from Nancy.
How sure are you that hataona value yake? Because
relax. You know why? Angalia the kind of economy tuko nayo Kenya sahi. We don't see the value of our taxes. That's where my point of view is coming from. Because if I see the value of Nancy's work, I'll be very helpful kupatia umse glad to pay umse 16%. I mean kupea 16% sababu that's the challenge.
But don't you feel the issue that tunaleta hapa is I want to see the value that I expect the government to give me.
Yeah.
Don't you feel that's the problem?
Hey, my friend, please behave like you're in Kenya.
No, I'm not. It's not like I'm behaving as if.
Okay.
Listen.
Actually,
let me finish
let's
my
all
point.
behave
I'm
like
malizi.
governments.
I'm going to nimalize statement yako. You've gotten your time to say whatever.
But,
You know what?
But sema but endelea.
Kwa mengi ya kusema.
Uncalled for.
Siniongee.
Ongea.
What I'm saying is, every time, every day, there'll always be a problem. Anytime, hata saizi, if saizi nilete, you don't have food, nikulete all the foods that you want, kutakuwa na the problem ya kupika, right?
Yeah.
Each and everything carries a problem. What I'm saying is, we don't see the value of where the money is going to, which cause I expect better roads, I expect better schools, right? I expect better food and all those things. That's what I expect as a citizen. But then you as an entity, we mwenye atawekwa government, we ukiwa, let's take government as a business entity. You as a business owner, you expect profit, right? You expect if I get a car for 4 million, I'm supposed to sell it at probably 5 million, right? But inflation is here.
Okay.
I'm just
okay.
saying bit by bit.
Okay.
This is what we expect, and ndio maana sometimes we don't find the value of a thing, because Kenya shillings jana, the value of Kenya shilling ya jana see the value of today. So if the government comes and tell you, oh, unajua shilling ya Kenya jana ilikuwa 100 but today is 120. So what I was thinking jana is not how I'm supposed to implement it today. We don't see the value of it, and sometimes that way I'm very bitter because these people now, the MPs and when you wako kwa politics, it's not leadership, political positions, they use that to calm us. Ile serikali ile time nyingine ndio haikufanya. You see, they use that to judge. They use the yesterday's information to judge today's information.
Okay, let me ask you a question. And I'm sorry to compare these two countries.
Why are you sorry?
Okay, I'm not sorry.
Sorry, not so.
So I'm not
Say
sorry.
the country first.
Okay. Look at the effectiveness of the tax. Look at the effectiveness of tax rates in Rwanda and how the government is working in Rwanda compared to Kenya. It's in a bad state, but it's doing better than what we're doing right now as Kenya. You know why? Because the system, the kind of system we have in this country, I feel it's join the system. The system corrupts the good.
Yeah.
Sindio? Because we expect this from them because that's what they're supposed to be doing. So it's not because to hopefulness at the government is going to do this. It's because that's what they're supposed to do. Sindio? Angalia Rwanda. It's the cleanest city, I think, in Africa, right? People are cleaning the cities because they see the value in their tax. Naget?
Nakwambia kamera na amevaa
Visit
jezi
Rwanda.
na Rwanda. Sasa atukai na amani yako tu hivi. Kidogo.
Tunaniuma na igavani, we give them hope. As in they give us hope. During elections. Oh, we'll do this. Angalia the rate of youths who participated in the election last year. Very minimal. Because wanajua this government is going to fuck us up. Sindio?
I think you are missing one thing.
It's going to fuck us up either way.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
You need to understand money first. You ndio kuna mahali hapa imekupiga chenga kidogo. You need to understand money. Umeona how money works. And I watch kitu kama Ozark ama Breaking Bad. Mambo na money laundering. You have to literally understand how money works first. Wewe uweze ndio ujue like vile money laundering work. You can buy it same mkate at 50 bob, but you cannot sell it at 150. Yeah? But you can buy an art for a cheaper value na use for millions.
That's true.
You need to understand money vile na work ndio ujue vitu kai.
And also the other thing why we get angry about things is that notion of comparison, not inspiration. If you compare the value of Rwanda with the value of Kenya,
Not the
you're missing out on a lot of big things. And now ndo you're the point in Nasema, these politicians know how to, because they know psychological aspect as Kenyans is what is affecting us. Psychology advertisement is what is affecting us Kenyans. I'll go back to Korea and China when they were starting out. The thing is, the person mwenye come up na alionyesha the value of, and I don't think it's the first time I've said here, the value of a 10 shilling. A 10 shilling can get 10 sweets. A 10 shilling can get 2 cakes. A 10 shilling can get 1 sweet. The same product but different elements. Until you are able to, why Rwanda is best, when I was there, I was in Rwanda, na wale watu walienda Trace Awards. These people know by 11:30 they are not supposed to be in clubs. As Kenyans, we say by 11:30 we are not supposed to be in clubs. But utapata watu wakipiga, si tunahitaji pesa, right? If you can be able to change the mindset of the people and make them understand why we need this tax, where this tax is going. But sisi wa Kenya, by the way, I think that's why in Africa we are the first adopters of technology, but we are the poorest users of technology.
Now,
God.
are you done?
No,
Mimi niko na mwisho bado.
poorest user, because we have easy access of internet, but we are not using it. Why did remote task like funga its nini working in Kenya? You are hyper. You see, unaona watu wamekelea
Ruto congratulate watu wana make 65 a week. Somebody anaumia.
You see, because that's nayondo the problem that we have. South Africa, we have the what xenophobia thingy. But if you go to some cities, kuna certain cities, I think, I don't know if it's Limpopo or what, they are
Say what? Say what?
So there's a city called
Say
South
what?
Africa.
yeah. Like if you go to these places, they have privatized governments. In the sense, unaona kama Ruiru, we tell the government the only thing that we need from you is security. We don't need anything else. The other things, sisi tutaport. But nothing else. Water, nini, au watu hutaisikia wakilia ati sijui kunaitwa aje, inaitwa aje hii ya kustima. No, there's something they wanaitanga loading or whatever loading, short loading or short whatever.
Overloaded.
No, yeah, wana kama rationing of steam or whatever. They'll never have it because you need to understand where we are. Sisi saizi come. The problem about us Kenyans is we have said this again and again, we don't learn to understand, we learn to speak. We learn just so that I can be able to use this information against Nancy. Not to react to it. Not to understand why was it said this. Alafu ile time I'll come kula, oh fuck, we fucked up. Haitakuwa ati I need now to track back and learn about it. Itakuwa who is next. Wewe ndio ulifanya tukose. Wewe Raila ndio ulifanya tupe Ruto. You understand? Ask George Saitoti, ask Kijana Wamalwa, ask Tom Mboya, where if they can come back to life. Ask Mwai Kibaki the vision he had for Kenya. It's not about the taxes. If you can, America says it has the largest debt in the world. But
Okay.
infrastructure-wise,
Let me make it. Let me make it.
no, just
Hey,
pause.
you can't-
Let me make it short. Let me make it short.
Pause, Bilo.
I
Bilo,
understand
you have a
what
lot
you're
of information.
No,
Listen,
I-
listen. I give you time to say something. I
All-
give you a time.
Naomba tu kidogo.
All in all,
Sawa, sawa.
Anaomba.
Naomba tu kidogo. From what you're saying and what I'm saying, I think we're saying the same thing but on different perspectives. Sababu ukiangalia from what you're saying, the reason why this is not happening is because of the first concept umesema, so the level of ignorance. That's one. Secondly, it's the system. Sindio?
No, I never said anything about the system. I just said
As in from your explanation, it covers the system itself. It covers the system itself. Unapata, for this system and this level of ignorance in a country, this and this will happen. Sindio? So, how do we avoid this kind of troubles? By looking at examples from countries that have made it. Angalia US, Angalia England, those countries.
We use that information not for comparison but for inspiration. Us, whatever you're
Yes,
saying,
exactly.
whatever you're saying below, you're using it for comparison, which is not supposed to be the case.
Listen.
Listen. Hata mimi naomba niongee.
let
Hata
Nancy
mimi
talk,
naomba
please,
niongee.
please,
Cause
please.
hata mimi naomba. Sikiza.
I tried.
No, skiza before Nancy ongea. You know why? I like it how you ukiongea you unaongea na such vigor.
Nimewashua
When
like
you're saying
pale
about
nyuma.
when you're saying about Rwanda, when you're saying about Nini, but then you don't want to come back to our country and know where the problem is.
I
Don't
mentioned
go out.
it.
Don't
mentioned it.
Don't say the problem is the government.
No,
I'll say the government
it's
is
the
not
system.
When you
Wewe,
say this,
mtatuambia nani hapa hivi ni anaitwa aje huyo?
the system
Yeah.
ndio shida.
Mse wa
System inaenda deep even into us as individuals.
Wewe mtatuambia nani ni Sifuna hapa hivi?
let me just
System,
let me
sema
just
system.
You're tackling each other, you're tackling each other.
Nikisema system,
Wewe
I'm
ni
done.
Sifuna.
I'm done on that.
ngoja, the reason nikisema system ina go back even to us as individuals. The very reason as a society, it goes back to us as a country. Haiwezi kuwa we blame one party kwa sababu of a failure of a nation. We start by ourselves.
What are you against?
Huh?
What
The
are you
system.
against? 60, the system or taxi?
I thought that was what we were talking about. Now he
What are
went
you
to a
against?
different thing.
Taxes.
See,
Hope Samuel is wamevuta kwa place ingine.
no, I didn't. I was
Uh-uh.
trying to expound
big
on
question
my
is,
point.
What are you against?
Taxing
or
system. Taxing system.
Okay.
Yaani ya
Let
kwanza.
me explain to you about taxing system. Because you say my taxing and system. The system in Kenya. Okay, there's a fault with the system, but not taxing.
Exactly.
Actually, where we are going right now, we are going to the life of US currently. The biggest crime in US is tax evasion. Yeah?
Yeah, true. But you can
In
do
Kenya,
it for a
it's
lifetime.
not. So we are getting there. Oh my God. The value of taxation and stuff. They don't just tax randomly. This is something people may calculate and stuff. Why is it like, okay, jana nimekuwa dunda. Why is pombe taxed that much? Yeah? Why is alcohol taxed that much? Because they're trying to kill that habit. It's not a habit. Like, so its product pekee the price being determined taxation more. It's a way pia of the government can control shit. More. And if money is involved, there's a way pia utakuwa involved na the government. Haungekuwa unataxiwa, let's say for example. Yeah? Kids. I'm talking about kids. Haungekuwa unataxiwa directly. You would not have been involved yourself with the government. You don't give a fuck. But now that you're being taxed, yeah, because pesa yako inachukuliwa, you at least follow up with the government and shit. Watoto don't care because they're not being taxed. Man. So you need to understand the story behind the taxation. Let me give you an example.
Nancy.
In Kenya,
Wewe.
Nancy.
in Kenya, we collect tax zenye na collectio ni around something a trillion or something.
Is 2 point something.
Hey, first things first. Wewe mmeongea vitu nyingi hadi nikapotea. Now, I'll start with assignments. Understand money, understand currency. Understand the evolvement of the two. And understand where Kenya is between money and currency. We are not at hapa kule. We are somewhere. Aya, that's one. Two, the moment you understand that, go back and read your history. Na tafadhali, as you read your history, please don't look at the politicians of then and even now as good people. Stop it! They're not. They tried, yes. But they didn't try because they were good. Everyone is trying to build a legacy out here. So that is what makes them bad. Not trying to build a legacy, but how they built it. Now, on the issue of tax is not a problem. Please read about, Ombata Robert Kiyosaki, his origin of tax. It was originated so that, what are they called? Basic amenities were to be provided. And that's how the formation of a democratic country or state came about. Provision of basic amenities from the taxes. Aside from these other forms of dictatorship and all of that. But, like he said, it's our level of ignorance that makes us where we are. We don't care to know, and when we know, when you're, I don't want to say fine, but when you're, applauded with 50,000 for having that knowledge and threatening, to decrease the movement of the government, you are awarded and you step down. So, and that's why I'm giving you that assignment. Get to understand your history in terms of economy. But if you're understanding your history, kama ni economy, anzia juu mpaka chini, then go to history, leadership, and all of that. Nimeongelea vitu nyingi. And that's why, okay, taxation is not an issue. It's how we view it. And like Sparta said, tax evasion and taxation evasion. That's where we are headed. So if you're smart, please start learning how I'll call them the elite, are handling their businesses, are dealing with tax evasion, without being charged. And also, if you want to follow that path, be comfortable with, whatever it is, the consequences of doing all that. In short, be strategic. If you're a business person, we all claim we are, but when bad comes to us, we tend to see different colors. Now that's 3. 4. This guy, Lumumba Prielo, he said very well. Yes, because that guy is very wise. He has seen the evolvement of Africa from what it was to what it is. Yes, politicians are killing us. What have we been doing about it? The same mistake. You choose this one, they do the same thing. The few people that have been in the government, as much as you are shut down, what kind of system of holding accountability did you put in place the moment you are there? Nothing. So, who's the problem again? Because, hello, you were in the system. Yes, they absorbed you. But somehow you didn't think of finding a solution. You just got absorbed and moved with the flag. You want to change, we are not really able to take it the same way, but most money currency of energy. You're not doing the effort of learning. You're not doing the effort of attempting to even understand your government, the people you're trusting with your money. But you want to change, honey. It's not manna from heaven for you to fall. You have to put in the effort. And if you as an individual, if you don't put in the effort, at least make the attempt of teaching those, your next generation. Okay? That's what? 4? 3? I'm lost. Who?
Kuna zingine?
Yeah.
Eh,
It's 23. Now, to the system.
niko na swali.
Like he said, I'm carrying it there. Like he said, whatever you're seeing today, it was planned years ago. Like, I've been saying this, but well, oh well. These retreats, people go outside the country. Unafikiri wanaenda kufanya nini? Yes, they'll sing to you how they're going to seek solutions for you, but they are going to seek ways to plan your life in future because they understand you. I mean, started from the bottom, now we're here. The politicians who are there, I mean, this walianza kwa Jaguar alikuwa msee wetu amefika pale juu. Moses Kuria, hala, alikuwa msee wetu sai. Yes, they'll come to the screens and sing to you.
Kuria.
Please tell me, between Moses Kuria and Uhuru, who's street, who's bougie?
Kuria is street.
Thank you. Simple. Akiwa street kwani alikuwa anaongelesha nani? Si ni sisi? Okay, at least watu wagatoni. So basically what I'm saying is like unaona venye ukiweka when you're putting something through a filter, that is what is happening to our, I wish I had something to elaborate. There's a glass, there's a sieve, and there is your tax. Basically, pesa yako gets in, hapo katikati kwa filter ndo tujui kwenye anaenda, kwa glass unapata matone. So this is where the problem is. And it's not only the government, it's you, it's the accountability. Yes, they'll say you spend 2.1 trillion. Have they shown you? Yes, drafting the papers is easy. Have you seen it? What are you doing about it? You know? So until you learn, until you know there's a reason why ukiambia polisi, I know my rights, atakuingiza jela compared to mtu atapeana hongo na mwachilie. I mean, behave like you are part of the corruption, please. Wewe kupeana hongo, wewe ni Mkenya, right? It's not like you don't know your rights, you do. But you still choose. So your choice has consequence. I was discussing with someone about the handshake that happened between Uhuru and Raila. And that was late last year when people were complaining about the fuel and everything. Okay, yeah. Then, I was having the discussion last year. Whenever it happened, it's then. So, basically the effect, we are feeling the effect now. Because, nyinyi handshake mlionyesha tu ni mikono kushikiwa. But you didn't understand.
The agreements behind it.
Yes, because the handshake is just a symbol. Nika venye Kenya tuko na shield. But how many people know the meaning of everything? The shield, the colors, the lions, the spear. Uliza mtu, aliacha class 4 venye alimaliza kusoma kwa kitabu. And that's our problem. Like, it's going to kill us. Like he said, we're very good. We have problems and we have solutions for them. But what do? Wewe innovation yako ikigrow, yomoke, peace. Now let me perambulate whenever I can. Instead of uplifting, instead of trying to help another innovator, instead of trying to support another innovation, to come up to where you are such that when even as you're doing leadership in that, for instance, if you're an innovator in the agriculture, ukipull, I don't want to say watu 10, watu, if you pull 500, trust me, hata wajia yenye tunaimbanga this family na kutakuwa nayo, because I know kuna cash crop yenye ndaro naweza call mse a supply gunia kadhaa, kuna mtu wa sukuma wiki naweza mpigia anipatie kadhaa, and it's not even on a monthly basis, it can even be on a weekly basis. Why? Because we are that good in whatever we do. We are that good in our leadership, we are that good in our military, we are that good in everything. But what is our problem? It's the lack of emptiness, our brains, that is killing us. Whatever was indoctrinated in us, we're not emptying it. We're just taking it and moving forward, and that is what is killing us. Because there's this one thing I usually ask people. Aside from Masai Shuka, what else is Kenya known for? Na msiniambie athletics. What is Kenya known for?
Coffee.
Twitter.
Coffee.
Wildlife tourism.
Coffee.
Oh,
Yeah.
Coffee bana. Like Kenya is known for coffee bana.
Ukid.
Si wala pale Twitter.
Get on stocks.
But can we conclude all this thing?
Umesikia? Okay, thank you. We are known for that, right? How do you generate money from all that? There goes the silence.
Tourism.
Pesa ya tourism inatumikanga wapi?
Kutumika. We've never had, okay, we have issues with the game park, which is the normal thing, but at least they're doing something. Me for the tourism industry, at least I can say.
We have issues in the game park, which is the normal thing.
As in?
You just say that.
Yeah, see, obvious, you don't expect, hata in US, you'll find at a game park and stuff, watu wanyama wamepotea huko, but
mbona Rhino 5 zili actually, why are
that's
they
an
extinct?
individual thing, that's not a Kenyan thing.
Something that they could have protected. Why did they?
Ask me, it's
It's
like,
part,
it's
no,
like
no,
me,
it's part of the government,
it's
right?
like
It's
you-
part of the
it's like you asking
okay,
me.
sawa. Watu wenye wana work kwa, you know, the animals. They wouldn't have done anything, right?
Because mbona malawan was around.
Yeah.
Lions.
You're not
You know the problem about Kenyans is, as we conclude to this thing, we have this thing called the victim mentality. And from the conversation you're having is that thing that is eating us. You're asking, what could I not have done? Why could I, and yes, it shall happen, what next? Every time when you have a victim mentality, you'll never go anywhere. So as we are complaining about attacks, we are victims, we are all like, hey, this is what I want. We say, when you say, hizi pesa zinatumika wapi? What are you doing about it? When people say, let's go plant trees, what do we do? When people say, let's not use this thing, what do you do as an individual? But not just checking as a wholesome as the government. And that thing, ndo maana mi husema. That thing, mimi ina feeling very bad whenever someone says, it's the government, you're the government, for crying out loud. What are you doing about it yourself? Because we've been doing this thing over and over again, and the more we are doing it, it's becoming the normal. The norm. See people, watu walienda, Raila akafanya the handshake and Uhuru. Watu wakaanza kusema, everything is going to, what did it? Kisumu, watu wa Kisumu benefited in it. Alienda akapewa street light for the first time ever. Silent. Do you hear people complaining? When Kikuyu went there, there is a case between Murkomen na sijui CS wa ICT. After amesema, even those people when wanaenda kutengeneza in Rift Valley, at least we can give also tenders from other people, you can come. Alafu watu wanasema, vijana wetu pia wetu wapewe kazi. Then akamuuliza, so unataka kumaanisha wale Kalenjin wako in Central Kenya, should they come back now to their country, to their the region now, zile tenda wako huko zipewe watu huko. Victim mindset. This is what is affecting. And if you listen to any conversation, even in TVs, whatever, how we are talking. Saizi, me before tukija hapa niliangalia a small skit ya Diana Maro and Bahati. Sema compare a monthly allowance for 1 year. How many people do you think are going to take that and not as a content, that is something, alafu kujenga coming to you. Kama mimi hunipenda. You see, victim suicide.
That's why I said. You need to that is still one plan. You need to uproot. That it's a mentality, it's a belief system. It's not something you cannot work on. It is something
Let me ask you both of you
and you
this question.
need to work on it.
Let me ask you both a
Otherwise,
question.
let me just finish.
Oh.
Otherwise, umependa example. Wapeje good example. Mwenye ata consume content, for instance, kaya ya Diana Maro. Nani ata consume na implement? Ni politician ako na miaka 40. Na anaweza afford hiyo pesa. Sini youth atangangana hadi afike 40 ndo aweze ku afford amata ndo aweze ku implement that on whatever age, right? Back to my point. It's until we uproot. And who needs to uproot? It's not our parents. Hadi wao nguvu yao hata inaelekea kuisha. They're just, keeping us company, giving us wisdom, and just waiting for their death wish. It's up to us. It's up to us. Youth. And like I said, we need a sacrificial lamb for anything to change. And that will not be our parents. That will not be our upcoming children. It is us. Why? Sisi tukiuproot, mtoto wangu naanza kumfunza nini? This is where it came from. And this is how it should have been. Now the moment you tell a child that, unafikiri atafanya nini? Ata go back. The main reason we're having that problem is because our parents, whatever they were taught, they just passed on that. They didn't care to say, this is how it should have been. And, okay, for example, look at the men. I'm sorry.
Can I ask
But-
a question before you
No.
put it? Then you use this one before you put it. Yeah. How do you guys handle a problem when a problem appears?
Can I speak on behalf of... Okay.
I think maybe the way I handle things is when a problem iko hapo, I first understand the problem. If I understand the problem, I look at every angle about this problem. For example, what is happening say in
Continue.
I know what you had, guys. Really had to pause.
so angalia what is happening na the problem. Let me give an example of the problem: tribalism. Tribalism in Kenya has affected generations from huko kitambo.
Yeah.
Look at the way this generation is handling it. Wameangalia, this is the problem. Results nani amefanya shida ni this and this kind of in discriminating and judging individual because of their tribe. Because they knew the problem is iko hapa. Si ndio? Problem ndio hii. Cause ya problem nani? Ni huyu na hiyu. Why is the problem? Because of this kind of indoctrination. Ukishaelewa your problem, unajua sasa from this understanding I can come up with a solution. Right?
I thought you were asking a question.
Yeah.
How do you handle
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, relax.
No delay.
Relax.
You're going
Yeah.
on and on the same statement.
Yeah, so uki understand problem and come up with a solution. You as an individual, what's the next step after doing that? Huh? This goes to both of you. Mkisema kuhusu the first question, yeah, victim mentality. Na wewe about the system. How do you now ushajua hilo shida? Now instead of focusing on the problem, how do you go about this issue that ushajua hilo shida? The problem is victim mentality. The issue is victim mentality. The issue is the system. How do you go about it? Isikuwe tu ati this is the problem na tukae hapo.
Personally, I'm doing my research.
Uh-huh.
I'm not only doing my research, I am practicing what I am learning from the books.
Okay, Kevin, what about you on
I'm just living life, man.
victim mentality?
I'm just living life.
Then you're not solving the issue.
I am solving the issue by just living life, because the thing is, we're so fixated in this thing. Again, I go back to the victim mentality where you're telling people, I'll do my part individually. I'll not come and tell you this is what I'm doing. I'll do my part individually. Because if I can be able to change Nancy, I'm hopeful that Nancy will change Jay. I don't need to change the 5 of us. I just need to change Nancy in my own ways. If she does, if it's her now choice after change, because I don't have expectations. My expectation is this problem is at least going to reduce, not finish. Because for how long has it taken us to talk about the issue of tribalism? How long? Si hadi America bado wanaongea kuhusu the blacks and Americans. But every time you mention about the black, I'm a black, even the Chinese and stuff, and the white and the reds and stuff. You see, if I say that, if I come and tell you on the face, yo, you know what, I'm a black, hata kama ulikuwa mzungu na hukuwa na that notion ya kunini, that thing triggers because it's there. But until I understand, you know, whether you're black or white, we're just human beings. That's when it's going to come to it all, you see. Because now when we try to, because you've said how you solve a problem is finding a solution to your problem and blah blah blah, coming up to it. Inaweza kuwa head start. Kuna ule mtu naye ata face the problem, na kuna wale the fighters na the posers. Like kuna ule mtu mwenye ata run away from the problem, but this person is still trying to solve the same problem, si ndio? Because anajua if mimi nikiona moto pale hivi nikimbie from fire out, sitachomeka. Na probably nitaenda kuona watu wengine wasikuje to this direction watachomeka. Si amesolve au watu, si amesave au watu. Ule mwingine mwenye atakuja aanze kumwagilia hiyo moto ishe moto. It's still solving, si ndio? It's just down from how individually you're doing it. Because trust you me, I'm not going to be an MP and I'm going to save people. I'm not promising on that. Because whatever people, unaona venye Nancy alisema, we know the value of money and the currency. And now teach people, because when I said victim mentality, that's what the other people when you're going ranks wanatumia, because they know I'll just make you feel bad so that I'm the only person who can give you a solution. And to go comfortable in doing that. That's when nitakuja nikwambia, nataka kuwajengea barabara. MCA hajaijenga barabara, kazi yake ni registration. He doesn't have any money. Ni lazima aende kwa MP akuje ajenge hiyo barabara. But MCA amekuja akakwambia nitakujengea barabara. Instead akuja kwambia nitaenda kuongea na MP ama nitaenda to the county to whatever. I talk to the people we know how we are going to get investors to come and invest in our sub country. Kanaitwaje? Kawad, at least we get. That's the only thing he can do, but haezi pewa pesa hivi enda ujenge barabara. Yani ni kama headman, ni kule kwetu hakuna shamba, tuko na shamba tunahitaji mtu. That's only the thing. But now he's going to say nitawajengea barabara. Atakuja pale hivi chini ambie machief nini, mimi ndo nilijenga hii barabara. We are fighting this kupiga, mimi ndo nilifanya. Not what you as citizen, this is your money, this is where it happened and this is what it done. So until we leave that victim mindset, we will be fighting, because as I said again and I'll go again, the most knowledgeable people, they're the most ignorant people. Until we understand, to get to know, we be aware. Because now tunasoma books, sindio? Mimi niko na knowledge yako, Nancy yako na yake, wewe uko na yako. But what are we doing? Tutakuja hapo hivi tupige story hapa kwa podcast. But then what are we going to do on the ground? What are we going to do on the ground? That's all what Mimi know. Let's learn. Let's then learn, and please try to. Me, when it comes to politics, that's why I don't like talking about politics and religion. Because this thing, you know, feeling it's such a scam that we've been put into, and it's making us be there. And because if there's this thing that says, if you want to make a poor person, believe in you, give him or her hope. And how are you going to do that? Either tell of a promise of a better future, ama promise what is making you poor itaperish. Na ni vitu mbili zinafanya hivyo, religion and politics.
Okay. No, back to my point. Kabla uonge. Oh, I was using the example. Actually, not just men, even females. Where? So now, handling the two. Now, handling the two topics, just say politics and religion. I'll invite you to go and listen to Jordan Peterson discussing sex, faith. It was sex, faith, and something else. He has like 2 different episodes with one with a pastor, one with a. I think.
Yeah, I know. I've
Yeah,
said.
just go listen and you get to comprehend. Oh yes, it was sex, faith, and God. Thank you. Sex, faith, and God. Because that's when you begin to understand from an elaborate point that we are so. Don't Travis, tender home. Don't Travis, I have to entertain. That's when you begin to understand. I wouldn't say whatever you know is shit, but it's just something very, it's like, unaona kai statement tulikuwa tunasema the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Wewe ulikuwa unajua blood is
Thicker than water.
blood is thicker than water, full stop. Now from that discussion, now you get to comprehend from a theological and a psychological point. You get to be the judge, and that's why I appreciate Jordan Peterson. You get to be the judge of the information you have, you receive, and what to do about it. Now that's one. 2, it comes to accountability. We are human beings. We are very poor at taking in our accountability. And I'm narrowing this down to Africans. We were never taught how to take in. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki says it very well. In school, we are told copying is a sin. According to him, of which I even agree with him, discussion is much better than I need to get this right. I need to get this right. You know. So it's from listening to discussions, from having those discussions that you get to not only understand but even broaden how well you can execute whatever it is or whatever role you're meant to execute in terms of making the system better, in terms of making the democracy better. And accountability doesn't just mean unaenda kufanya research, unajua, and that's it. Una execute and that's it. It's the way PLO says it, Lumumba. Stop thinking right now. Start thinking in the future. Tafadhali, wacha kufikiri. If there's something you can do right now, do it. But stop expecting to see its impact right now. Stop expecting to see its impact today. He uses this example. He started speaking about the vices or the things that are killing Africa when he was young. The impact is even barely felt right now. At least, yes, we have leaders speaking up, we have female leaders doing it. And then what? So start thinking forward, start executing forward. Even as you leave your plan. I'm sure tumewatch hizi movies zenye unaona mzazi alifanya research akiwa, since his youth until he's 80 or 90, and then when some people come looking for him, he leaves the scroll or the research to his son. Thinking forward. Unaona venye mnasemanga fail forward. Yes, please think forward as well. Execute forward. Implement forward. Whether they mean the same or not. Why? Because this generation might sacrifice themselves and do everything, but remember the closest to me. You see, that's what our ancestors are good at. But what we failed at, and this is where I bring the men's or boys concept, is the fact that there's a generation that, just chose. And the sad thing is, Your parents know the mistake they did. Somehow they're not sorry. Somehow they don't care. And you're still flowing with it. Oh, baba yangu hakufanya, so sitafanya. Did you even care to know why you didn't do it? There's a reason why your dad sticked around, even if he never loved your mother. Find out why. Women, you're high class, and I get it. We are changing. Don't forget, we always bow down to two things: time, nature. Time, nature. So utaparambilate how much you know I'm an independent woman. You are not. You are a social being. You're a human being, so that means you're social. You have feelings. You will have the urge to want to give birth to a child. You will feel the need to be loved, and you need to address that. Otherwise, it will just come back and haunt you. There is accountability. I'm addressing this mostly to females because we are living in a generation where I'm sure to learn a TikTok now, Instagram, where ladies, or young ladies actually, and even girls, claim that men are, this is what they like to use, misogynist. Honey, what's the meaning of misogynistic? You don't know. But you're so quick to point out fingers. And you can lie to me that the young generation hasn't seen that. They have. But do we care to, give an actual elaborate meaning of a word before being so quick to spread it around? Wanaume ni mbwa. Back to Kenya, wanaume ni mbwa. Do you care to give the history where you came to the conclusion of wanaume ni mbwa? My woman is a whore. Did you care to share the history of how you perceived she's a whore? No, but just because it's social media, you put it out there. Just because you're so quick to believe anything you hear, because somehow in your school you're indoctrinated that whatever you hear is true. Rumors have, a sense of truth. Doesn't mean it is. I mean, if we care enough to seek the actual truth, if we care enough, and the main reason I'm saying care is because I learned this from Sadhguru. Why do you have to seek something whereas you're not seeking yourself? We claim how much we know God, but honey, how much of yourself do you know? You claim you're seeking the truth, but how much truth about yourself do you have? Do you know? Do you sustain? How much of discipline do you have in you? How much of accountability do you have before yelling, men are misogynistic, your woman is a whore, my child was not raised right, what did you do about it? You dig? Yeah, so let's get back, let's sit down, let's calm our nerves, let's get to understand. Then we get to choose the actions to take, and let's think forward. Thank you.
Yes, guys, because of time, I'm going to cut that episode there. But always remember, uncertainty is the field of religion, and politics is the voiced and documented metrics. Kudos.
Peace.